The human spine, 24 bones called vertebrae, which offer us support, protection, and the power to heal. Every year, millions of North Americans depend on chiropractic therapy for treatment that is totally natural and drug-free. It's no wonder, then, that chiropractic is the second largest healthcare field in the world. The ancient Egyptians were the first to practice spinal adjustments thousands of years ago. But it was a Canadian, David Palmer, who developed a more systematic approach. In 1895, he cured a man who had been deaf for 17 years by adjusting a misaligned vertebrae.
The philosophy was that the vertebrae could misalign and irritate nerves and then cause all kinds of health problems, anything from hearing problems to digestive problems to obviously back pain and neck pain, those things. But the primary focus when he started was actually internal problems caused by neurological insult.
And if they need an endorsement, I'd be happy.
The original concept of chiropractic dates back over 3,000 years ago. They were using chiropractic techniques in China. Hippocrates, who was the father of medicine, actually used quite a bit of chiropractic in his practice.
Each vertebrae surrounds and protects the delicate spinal cord, which, along with the brain, makes up the central nervous system. The central nervous system connects to every part of the body, controlling everything from heart rate to digestion. When the spinal column is properly aligned, it allows electrical impulses from the brain to flow freely down the spinal cord to every cell and organ in the body. But when part of the spinal column becomes misaligned through injury, illness, or stress, it can interrupt that flow and throw the entire nervous system out of balance. The result is what chiropractors call subluxation.
The vertebrae tend to slip a little bit and they get stuck. And that's really the significant thing, is that the vertebrae are stuck. They're not moving. They're not functioning the way they should. The pressure on the vertebral nerves starts to build and creates an irritation. And that's when you get a dysfunctional situation. Normally, we don't really treat specific disease processes. We treat the body, and the body then has the opportunity to deal with those specific disease processes.
The term chiropractic comes from two Greek words meaning done by hand. Doctors of chiropractic are the only healthcare professionals trained to correct a dysfunctional spine.
Chiropractic is probably one of the most studied healing arts that there is, and there has been over 30 different studies that have been done specifically on chiropractic to try to determine its effectiveness. In all the studies, chiropractic has come out extremely well.
Your first visit to the chiropractor will begin with a lengthy consultation about your health and lifestyle, covering everything from diet and exercise to family traits and work habits.
The first thing we're going to do is take a history, find out what the problem is that they're coming in for, do a full assessment, see if it's a chiropractic problem or not, see if we need to send the patient out for a medical assessment or further testing.
That means a thorough physical examination of the spine to find any muscle imbalances or subluxation caused by misalignment. While the chiropractor looks for the source of pain, he also looks for conditions that can exist without pain and that can become a problem later on.
What can happen is that you can be developing a postural problem or an alignment problem or a gait problem that is going to start causing symptoms down
the whole concept is to try and normalize the function of the body, to try and get the body to work at its optimum level, and thereby create a healing effect in the body.
The examination may also include x-rays to determine the exact location of misalignment, allowing the chiropractor to make the most accurate diagnosis.
Just a little contact on here, a little bit of pressure.
Spinal adjustment is the main form of treatment, but there are hundreds of variations or techniques. One type of adjustment, for example, involves the gentle stretching of the joint to increase its normal range of motion.
The number one problem is low back pain, for sure. That's the big one. And then the next is neck pain and headaches, like from whiplash injury, sports injuries like shoulder injuries, knee problems, hip problems, foot problems, things like that.
Chiropractic has also been used to treat blurred vision, osteoporosis, respiratory conditions, menstrual cramps, even the common cold. But you don't need a specific symptom to enjoy its benefits.
I recommend most of my patients come in occasionally to keep things working at the optimum level that they possibly can. This will in fact slow down the degenerative changes and therefore keep them working, feeling better, lasting longer.
While they've had their share of detractors along the way, chiropractors are now considered viable members of the medical community, working side by side for the good of the patient.
Chiropractic has been very well researched, and the safety aspect of it is something that we're very concerned with. It's a little bit like going to a dentist. Dentistry, while it's not a whole lot of fun, generally doesn't hurt that much. And I think the perceived fear of going to a chiropractor is far, far greater than the actual discomfort that you undergo with the treatment.
I think the chiropractic practice will no longer be considered complementary, but actually mainstream. As chiropractors and medical doctors start to work together more, it'll just, I think, evolve in that direction.